So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K25 Next Gen. In today's video, we are back with another episode of our Curry era rebuild series, and today it's going to be the Utah Jazz. This entire era of Utah Jazz basketball was actually pretty entertaining. Now, if you weren't around to watch it or you just never got the opportunity to see it, I'll let you know that you missed out. They were a pesky, feisty team. Now, in real life, 2016-17 season, this team went 51-31. They were the 5 seed in the Western Conference, beat the Clippers in round 1 in 7 games, and then got absolutely destroyed by the Dynasty Warriors in round number 2. They were swept. So we know there's going to be some work to be done here today. This is the season before they drafted Donovan Mitchell and really solidified that core, but hopefully Gordon Hayward, Rudy Gobert are enough to carry this team to a championship. You guys are very aware of what I'm going to say at this point. Let me know any of the rebuild ideas down below in the comment section, whether they're different series or challenges or just one-off videos, whatever it may be. I'd love to hear everything and anything from you guys down below in the comment section. I really do appreciate all the feedback that I do get on a daily basis. 2 more teams to go in this series. It is going to be the Charlotte Hornets and the New Orleans Pelicans. Likely we'll wrap it up by the time next week comes. And yeah, this has been a really fun series. And just once again, wanted to say thank you guys for all the support. So still got 2 more to go after this one, and very much looking forward to it. So let's do it. Okay, as I mentioned in the intro, this team won 51 games in real life. That feels like a pretty good benchmark point to hopefully where we can measure up to for year number 1, but it is definitely going to take some work. Now, I'm sure many of you are aware of this, but I use a user-created, kind of customized Curry era file for these rebuilds, and that's because the 2K rosters that they create and put into this game are not great. They don't have every single player that is actually on this team and every other team in the league. And unfortunately for us here today, we're actually missing a pretty important piece. It is not Rudy Gobert or Gordon Hayward. They are both still here. It is George Hill. And whether you want to believe it or not, George Hill was the 2nd leading scorer on this team at just a hair under 17 points a game. And that's not easy production to make up. So there are a few other names that are not here that I'd certainly like to have, but we'll sort that out as the video goes on. I just want to let you guys know because we are going to go over this roster position by position. Now, let's start out here at the point guard spot. Dante Exum's 21 years old. Eventually turns into a nice rotation player in the league. At 21 years old, there's a little bit of hope for development throughout the 3 years of this video, but I just don't really see a path where he's maybe our starting point guard the entire time. There is going to be, the user auto-generated random players. It's just how it kind of always is. The shooting guard spot, currently only one real guy. That's going to be Alec Burks. Definitely a spot I'd like to upgrade this offseason that we will be hitting, after year number 1. They drafted Donovan Mitchell in real life. Now, well, Nuggets technically drafted Donovan Mitchell, but will I be doing something similar? I don't know. I'd like to, but again, I don't want to, get ahead of myself too far. Small forward spot has easily the best depth out of this entire team. Now, Gordon Hayward is here. He's 26 years old. His time in Utah was special. He was an all-star in Utah, and I thought he was going to be really good for my Celtics, and then on opening night, roughly 3 or 4 minutes in, the guy snapped his goddamn leg in half. So, yeah, that went to shit pretty quickly, but if you never got to see Utah Hayward, he was really, really fun, and he was really, really good. So, I would recommend you go put on some highlights at some point, if you have not seen it. Behind him, as I mentioned, the solid depth. Now, this isn't actually Rodney Hood. This is a created Rodney Hood. I don't know what his numbers are going to be, but he was a quality role player for the Jazz. Also spent some time in Cleveland, and I believe 1 or 2 other more teams. Was he in Portland as well at one point? Rodney Hood is here. He's 24. I'd like to see how his development goes. You got Joe Ingles, obviously a nice sharpshooter, coming off the bench for us. And then finally, Joe Johnson, who is actually on a 3-year contract at age 35. I'm not 100% going to move him. I'm not 100% going to keep him. We're going to take a look at the rest of this team and kind of figure out where our needs lie. Now, the power forward spot, also some okay depth. You got Derek Favors here, who was really underrated, in my opinion, at one point in time. Now, he's only 25 at this point, so, that overall still could go up a bit. I don't expect him to ever get to like star level or anything like that, because that really was just never who he was. But the power forward spot I'm pretty comfortable with right now. Got a 34-year-old Boris Diaw here, and then finally a 20-year-old Trey Lyles. And then finally the center spot, as much as you want to make fun of Rudy Gobert and as much as the entire basketball community makes fun of Rudy Gobert, he was really, really good, especially during his time in Utah. Won multiple defensive players of the year. He's only 24 here, and unlike the videos that we do today, will not be regressing, so he's going to be a really, really big plus for us throughout this 3-year rebuild. So that being said, we definitely have some trades because, there are some players missing that were obviously on this team in real life that are not here now. And then again, we're just lacking depth at some certain areas. So let's get into some moves. Our first trade of today's video is going to come with the Phoenix Suns. Now, I don't love the Tyson Chandler contract. He's 34 years old. He has 3 years at $39 million total guaranteed, and he's only a 76 overall. That is a hefty contract at this point in time for a guy that is, where he is at in his career. But he's a quality backup center option. It is certainly something I'm lacking, the depth behind Rudy Gobert, and ultimately 34-year-old Boris Diaw is not a lot to give up. So a couple auto-generated players in here as well, along with a second-round pick, and I think overall-wise, this is a pretty good trade for us. Before we make this trade, I want to make something exponentially clear. Couple things. First and foremost, if this was the real Rodney Hood, if this was like a 2K created Rodney Hood, like the actual player mold, I would be much more inclined to keep him. I think we can all probably agree on that. And then second, and more importantly, he's 24 years old, so there's definitely still some room for growth there. But he's an expiring contract, and also is Gordon Hayward. I'm going to pay Hayward this offseason, obviously. I probably was not going to pay Rodney Hood what he was going to ask for. So we're going to make a swap here with the Los Angeles Clippers. We're going to be getting Austin Rivers in return, who is also 24 years old and is on a multi-year contract. Now, he is 2 overalls lower, but it is also a bigger position of need at that shooting guard spot. So we're making marginal moves. We're not making serious upgrades really anywhere, but I think these are going to really benefit us as we head into year number 1. I'm talking to the Houston Rockets, and I'm going to try to find a way to make a deal and land ourselves Pat Beverly. Now, I already offered this up. These 2 auto-generated players are in here to make the money work. Joe Johnson is on a multi-year contract, and while I do think that could be beneficial, just for the purposes of trades this offseason, he's also 35 years old. I don't think we're losing a ton, and I'm more willing to invest in a guy like Joe Ingles long-term, just given the age and the ability. So point guard's the spot we need to upgrade. They're not going to take that. I really hope I don't have to give up a first-round pick, because I'm not really interested in doing so. If I could just get this done with seconds, I'd be thrilled. Thank God. All right, man, we now have our 10-man rotation. We have real players at every position, which I think is going to be really beneficial. Going to be Beverly and Exum, Austin Rivers, Alec Burks, Hayward and Ingles, Favors and Lyles, and then finally Gobert, and then Chandler. So, are we better than we were when we started this video? I would say yes, just because especially our backcourt upgrades, but across the board, we will certainly be looking to make some major splashes come off-season time. But again, don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We still have year 1 to go. Start of season 1 for us here in Utah. We ended up making 3 trades. I think they are moves that are going to benefit us both in the immediate and in the future, and I'm excited to see how this first season plays out here with the Jazz. Now, Patrick Beverly and Austin Rivers are our new look backcourt. Of course, neither of them here to start this video, and that's, relatively rare. I feel like I don't make many major changes to starting 5s throughout this series, but at least in year 1. But you know what? I think they were both necessary considering what we were working with originally. You got Gordon Hayward here at the 3, Derek Favors at the 4, and then Gobert at the 5. Now, the bench unit, I'd say also upgraded a little bit. Joe Ingles is going to be my 6th man off the bench. You got Tyson Chandler, who we just acquired from the Suns behind him. He's going to be the backup behind Rudy Gobert. Alec Burks, the backup 2. Exum, the backup point guard. And then finally, Trey Lyles, backing up Derek Favors, playing 10 minutes a night. So this team is coached and was coached by Quinn Snyder, so I'm really just hoping he can do some pretty good things for this squad. I think Quinn Snyder's a pretty good head coach. So I'm excited. I think this is going to be a playoff team, no doubt about that. And hopefully a team that can make some somewhat noise and maybe be a little bit of a threat to the Dynasty Warriors. So we'll see how that works out at the end of year number 1. Before we get into it, let me tell you this. I had some pretty okay expectations, right? This team won 51 games in real life, or whatever the hell it was. And I was hoping we'd be around there. And we were not around there. Fortunately, because we won 65 games. What? I have scratched and clawed throughout pretty much all of my rebuild since I've started this channel, and I've had some teams win some, obtuse amount of games, but this team winning 65 games might be up there with the craziest. Now, I don't want to disrespect Gordon Hayward or Rudy Gobert like that, but for the fact that they were able to drag this team to 65 wins, okay, 2K. Russ MVP, Simmons Rookie of the Year. You got Jamal Crawford coming off the bench in Los Angeles as your 6th man. Giannis wins DPOY, Jokic Most Improved, and Quinn Snyder 65 and 17. I mean, I did not see a season like this coming here, and we are going to be the 1 seed in the Western Conference. So I don't know. We'll find out if we're frauds or not. I mean, it's hard to go through 82 games and, have the best record in the league and be considered fraudulent, but you know what? These things do happen. So Hayward was really good. Of course, he's going to be expecting a big fat contract this offseason. Looks like the Austin Rivers trade we made really has worked out for us so far. Derek Favors, Alec Burks, Rudy Gobert, Beverly, Ingles, Chandler, Lyles, and then Exum. I mean, I will say there's a lot of good defensive players on this team. I think that's probably our biggest strength. I don't often look at the team stats, but just when I'm surprised like this, I like to go ahead and just take a glance. So looks like we're relatively, we're 10th in terms of points per game. Now, defensively, I'd have to imagine we're up there. Wow, we were first. We allowed it 93 points a game. Now, it's not 2025, level of scoring, but, 93 points a game, I think, hasn't been the average since, like, the mid-90s, if not the early 90s, so that's pretty insane. All right, let's get into it. We're taking on the Pelicans here in round number 1. Drew Holiday, Buddy Hield, Tyreek Evans, Anthony Davis. You got Aaron Baines, Dante Cunningham, Omar Sheik. I would say they have the best player in the series in Anthony Davis, no doubt, but I think we are, maybe a little bit more well-balanced as a group. All right, we are currently up 3-2, and we win the series in 6. And now here comes easily the biggest test so far. I don't really see a way that we win this series. I would be wonderfully shocked if it even got to 6 or 7, but I think we're going to get our asses kicked. I really do see that being the case. So, do split the first 2 at home. We win Game 3 at Oracle. In Game 4, let me get the... What the fuck is happening? Let me get this straight. I had more trouble with the Pelicans, Anthony Davis, Drew Holiday in the Funky Bunch, than I did the Dynasty Warriors. Are you kidding me? That's like the best team in NBA history we just beat in 5 games. Challenges are not getting any easier here, man. This Spurs team was really good as well. They're certainly an older group, but that also means they're a very experienced group. I don't really know what to expect. I think this could go one way or the other. We split the first 2 at home, win Game 3 and Game 4 on the road. Don't blow a 3-1 lead now. Oh my God, we're in the finals. We are in the finals here in year 1, and we are taking on the Toronto Raptors, who 2K loves. Let me add that. I've seen this Raptors team win a lot of year 1 championships throughout these Curry-era rebuilds, and I didn't think we'd find ourselves in this spot so soon anyways. And is it going to go our way? We'll find that out pretty quickly. We're 2-2 right now. We go down 3-2. That is tough. I don't typically do gameplay in year 1, but if the situation calls for it, I will certainly look to maybe hop in and get a little bit of gameplay. So we're going back and forth right now. We have an 8-point lead. It's up to 11. Oh my God. We're going to win, and we are going back to Utah for a do-or-die Game 7 at home. Oh my God. Could this really be a championship team here in year 1? There's no way, right? Oh, don't do that. Look at that third quarter. That's ugly. Oh, my God. No. Fuck. Okay. That sucks. Third quarter absolutely killed us. I could have maybe hopped in with like 10 minutes left. That's just a lot of gameplay. We do not get the championship in year 1. We go to 7 with a really good Raptors team and fall just short. I'm honestly at a loss of words still, right? I did not really see a way that was even going to be a remote possibility. Brutal conference finals for Gordon Hayward. And then he bounced back a bit in the finals. Austin Rivers, Gobert. Need a little bit more out of Derek Favors for sure, but I'm wildly surprised. That's just the nicest way I can put it. No disrespect to these Jazz teams, but I don't see a way that was, anything real, but I guess it was. I mean, you go to 7 games in the finals, it has to be real, all right? It's not a fluke. All right, we'll look at some historic changes real quick. Those 2 are cool. I could have sworn, because the timeout system is just the challenge system, right? I'm assuming it is. Wasn't that post-bubble? Am I making that up? And then this is just the Nike logo on every uniforms. Okay, well, we're not going to be picking the lottery, as far as I know. I don't think they've traded for any picks, or we have traded for any picks. So, simulating through this, Lakers, Pistons, Magic, Suns, and then Mavericks. We are picking at number 29. Staff signing here, I'd like to bring back Quinn Snyder, right? If it, ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, it's not perfect, but he certainly does not deserve... Really? Really? Why do we have a fucking coaching budget of under $5 million? What's that about? Can we not seriously spring a little money for the guy that just carried this team to the finals? I mean, again, I know we're not, a huge market here in Utah, but I'd like to think we have a little bit more money, like Mike Woodson, I guess, like just a tad more money to go out and maybe get, a quality head coach if our own coach doesn't even want to come back. And yeah, I kind of hate all these offers. Marshall, Brown, Braun, whoever. Okay, Snyder's done with us, and we get Mike Woodson. Not my first choice, but Mike Woodson. Welcome to Utah. I wanted Snyder back. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm not the one that's allocating the funds in certain ways. All right, we have the 27th overall pick along with number 29. I'm not sure if I acquired this first from Golden State or it was just, a previously traded draft pick. Why is Rudy Gobert pissed? Why are his panties in a twist? We just went to Game 7 of the finals. Are we not using you correctly, Rudy? Are you going to try to turn into Prime Shaq? That sounds like a recipe for disaster. I'm not going to trade him. I'm just curious what the offers look like. I'm just curious. Yeah, no, none of these are going to... Ooh. I like Kemba a lot. I did get him in the video the other day, though, so I probably won't do that right now. CJ McCollum. Ooh, Bradley Beal was a fucking bucket at this time, dude. Oh, Bradley Beal's hard to say no to. I don't want to trade Rudy Gobert. I think he's wildly important to this team. But Bradley Beal, similar age, only giving up one late first. Look, this isn't a shot at Gobert. I'm not, looking at this from the angle of, he's pissed off, he's heated, he wants to be traded. I'm not looking at his numbers from the playoff last year. I know the impact that Rudy Gobert has defensively. He anchored this defense to allowing a league low at 93 points a game throughout the entirety of the regular season. But I'm going to talk myself into Bradley Beal. I think I am. He's 24. He's a prolific scorer of the basketball. And I think it would have been really beneficial for us to have a guy like him in the playoffs last year. So this is risky. I fully understand it. I'm not saying it's a move that had to be made. I was just kind of curious. And Bradley Beal came up, and in my opinion, that was too good to pass up on. So we're pulling the trigger on that one. We're going to make the 29th overall pick in the draft. A guy like Luke Cornett is sitting here, and actually him, Chris Boucher, Justin Jackson appear to be some of the only players that are here. So I'm going to go with the GOAT, Luke Cornett, who has improved tremendously throughout his NBA career. He's going to be a 71 overall. Hayward's going to decline his player option. No big surprise there. We certainly are going to look to pay him along with Joe Ingles. We're not really going to have any money, unfortunately, but we're just going to pay, our guys. I'd like to bring Hayward back. Actually, he does have a real offer. No, it's not a real offer. All right, we're going to pay Hayward. We're going to pay Ingles, and then obviously we're going to have to look at finding ourselves a new starting center, because that is obviously something that we're in need of after making the Rudy Gobert trade. Okay, pulled off a trade with the Orlando Magic and found ourselves a new starting center. We sent out Tyson Chandler, Trey Lyles, 2 future first-round draft picks, including our first next year, and in return landed ourselves Nikola Vucevic. Now, Vucevic is certainly not on the level of Gobert, especially defensively, or even in the overall department, but he's cheap. He's on a very affordable contract, and I do think that overall should go up a few as things progress throughout this video. And again, all things considered, for the assets we have, which isn't a lot, I think that is a good move to really upgrade that, or not upgrade it overall, but upgrade from what we had with Luke Cornett and Tyson Chandler at that starting 5. So now the decision comes, am I looking to upgrade the point guard spot? I don't know the answer to that question for certain, because I think Patrick Beverley did his job, and I think, again, there's only an argument to be made to trade so many defensive specialists, but I do think I'd like to make a slight upgrade there. We're going to hit up the Atlanta Hawks, so we're going to see if we can maybe swing a deal with them and land ourselves Dennis Schroeder, who's going to be an 82 overall, as I'm sure you can also notice. Said deal would not include Patrick Beverley. I know that's risky, but him and Dante Exum are both, technically expiring. I think Beverley actually is a team option at the end of this season. And I think Dante Exum, I'd be more willing to give him up. I want to keep Beverley's defense. Alec Burks was going to be out of the rotation at the shooting guard spot, given that we added Bradley Beal and Austin Rivers, which is really good for us. So I'd be more than willing to do a deal like this. I know it's probably going to have to include, something else here. I'd rather not give up Cornett just because we don't have a lot of depth right now. So fuck. All right. I understand, it's not a ton in terms of real value, but it is a lot of depth. But I think as a whole, this team has upgraded. So it's going to be Schroeder and Beverley, Beal and Rivers, Hayward and Ingles. Then we do need to find ourselves some backup big men. Something else I'm also noticing, which is, maybe a little risky, is just the fact that Derek Favors is going to be an unrestricted free agent after this season. I doubt in terms of, basically a 1-for-1 swap, we're going to find a major upgrade. I just don't really see that happening right now. So we'll have to, either facilitate some sort of sign and trade if necessary next offseason, or if, it's good enough and we're good enough, maybe we'll just bring him back. But we'll hang on to him for now. Again, we're not working with a lot in the draft pick department, so Derek Favors will stay as our starting power forward, and then really just looking for some backups here. I see Michael Beasley. Center options are okay as well. I think actually Michael Beasley would interest me. So if he wants to come in, potentially, thank you, Michael. And then finally, the center options here are a little bit worse. That kind of goes without being said. Okay. I don't love signing J.J. Hickson. It's something I've done a few times, but he'll be the final guy on the bench, and it was either going to be him or Luke Cornett, so I guess it really didn't matter too much. Okay, well, are we improved? I think in terms of the overall department, I would definitely say yes. I hope I didn't screw up the chemistry on this team, but I do think this is a better team than what we were working with a season ago when we went to Game 7 of the Finals. So I'll see you guys at the rotation at the start of year 2. It is year 2 for us here in Utah. Last year was a lot of fun. It was one of the bigger surprises I've had in a long time in this game, and I don't want to sit here and tell you that I believed it was a fluke, because that's hard to argue, right? You go through an 82-game season, 3 rounds of the playoffs, make the finals, go to Game 7, and you're, a couple points away from really getting a championship. So that's hard to argue, but you know what? I also made a decision to make a lot of big moves, and we changed up a lot of this starting 5. There are 3 out of 5 new starters on this team after coming off a Game 7 finals loss. So that's not always the case, but it's better to get out a year too early than a year too late. Dennis Schroeder, Bradley Beal, Gordon Hayward, Derek Favors, Nikola Vucevic. Little confused about the overalls of these three right here. You see Hayward, Favors, and Vucevic all went down one, so I don't love that. Pat Beverly will be my sixth man off the bench. Joe Ingles behind him. Austin Rivers, Michael Beasley, J.J. Hickson rounding out the 10-man rotation. Of course, we do have a new head coach as well in Mike Woodson, who does not have as good of ratings as Quinn Snyder did, so that'll be something to keep an eye on. I am a bit nervous as we go through this 82-game season, but we will certainly test out a lot of things here, and I will just see you guys at the end of the year number 2. Am I about to put myself on fraud watch? That is the question, my friends. We were not bad. We won 53 games, but coming off a season of 65 wins, that's pretty tough. You don't like to see 12-game, disimprovements, if you will, a 12-game regression, if you will, year over year, but that is the situation we found ourselves in, and I'll be interested to see how this playoff run goes. Russell Westbrook is your MVP. Lonzo wins Rookie of the Year. I swear to God, every one of these rebuilds, he ends up winning Rookie of the Year, and not only that, but in Dallas. Very strange. Zach Randolph is now in San Antonio, and he's your sixth man of the year. Kawhi also in San Antonio is your D-boy. Clint Capella wins most improved, and then, yep, I've seen this one before. I don't know who Todd James is, but he always wins a coach of the year with the Celtics. We're a 3 seed. You can see that right there. Here are all the full standings right now, only behind San Antonio and the Clippers, and then here's a look at the Eastern Conference. Let's talk about some of the numbers real quick for this team. Again, added some more offensive-oriented players. Hayward's numbers certainly took a bit of a dip, which, isn't necessarily great to see. But again, I'd like to add some more scoring players, and we did for an upcoming playoff run. So here are the rebounds per game. It's going to be Vucevic, and then assists per game is going to be Schroeder. And just because I looked at it last year as well, I will check out the points per game and all those fun things once again. So we were 10th in scoring last year, and we are 12th this year. Not great. Our defense also got worse. I wouldn't say it's significantly worse. We're 5th in the league, but you know what? It's not 93 points a game. All right, round number 1. Fuck me, right? They did lose Steph Curry, which always seems to be the case, which I find very, very weird. Out of everybody in the world, if the word loyalty had to be, put on a person, Steph Curry would be the number 1 prime example of that. So, yeah, it's just a little weird to me. We're up 2-0 against the Warriors, though. They do win Game 3 at home. We win Game 4. We win the series in 5, as we did last year. Beautiful. Now we're moving on to the Spurs. Really good once again this season. Now they do have some older players, so we are seeing a bit of regression, but I'm still nervous. Again, they have the best player in the series, as they did last year. We are currently down 2-0. We do win Game 3 and Game 4. We lose 5, win 6, win 7, and we are now taking on the Clippers here in the Western Conference Finals. Can we get back to the NBA Finals and maybe win it this time? This Clippers squad is very, very good. They are experienced. Lob City was a whole lot of fun. I really wish they got further in the playoffs when they were all together, but it just didn't happen. Here in 2K, though, where they're up 2-1. That's a big game right there. That sucks. We win in Game 7 to face the Celtics in the finals. Can we do it? We can, and we're back in the finals for the second straight season. This time taking on a really good, really deep Celtics team. IT, Bradley, Brown, Olynyk, Horford, Crowder, Tony Allen, oh my God, Marcus Smart. I mean, these two, this should be illegal, having those two defensively, especially off the bench. All right, well, I'm nervous. Not going to bullshit with you. We're up 2-1. They tie it up at 2-2. We go up 3-2, and we are here in Utah for what could be a closeout Game 6 at home. Can we get this one done? I do not want to go back to Boston. Back and forth we go. We are entering the fourth quarter. We are down by 1 right now. Oh my God, we got a little bit of a lead. Holy shit, you guys know I suck at this game, but I have to hop in, try to secure this championship. Just a hair under 3 minutes left to go here in Game 6 of the finals. We are up by 4. We do not have the ball. I am incredibly, incredibly nervous. And a pretty much not do or die, but certainly a Game 7 on the... Dude, I'm getting stuck here with Schroeder. Get the fuck out of here, you foul-baiting 5'6" piece of shit. There's no way. Oh, cry me a fucking river, Isaiah. I love you, man, but come on. 2K. God, it's just so bad. I got there at the last second, had him clamped, and I timed the jump well, too. At least I thought I did. Oh, shit. I didn't make sure my starters were in, did I? Fuck. Anybody in here that's not a starter? Hayward. Okay, no, we're good. We got the starters in. IT goes 2 for 2 from the line. Not a big surprise there. We have to be smart right now, right? I do not want to force up bad looks, but I do want to try to abuse this mismatch we have here because Isaiah Thomas is 5'9", And I think this is going to be a big defensive mismatch for us. Schroeder just going to drive down the lane, gets the layup to go. Back to 4 points. We are officially under 2:30 left to go here in Game 6. I am going to kind of just hang with Jaylen Brown out here on Gordon Hayward, who's got 25 on the night, doing some really, really solid offense for us. They're going to try to double screen for Jaylen Brown. Not going to happen. Good job by Hayward getting over that. Going to give it to Bradley. Isaiah with... Oh, my God, I jumped. Oh, my God. I was not close enough. I'm not playing on ball defense. It's just not happening. I'm not good. I'm not good. I've never been good, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm good. All right, we are going to, once again, call the ISO on Isaiah if they want to keep doing what they're doing here and trying to, oh, that was actually pretty good defense. Good job. All right, give me a little screen here, Derek. Derek, I need the screen. Hayward, little jump shot. Favors, get in there for the rebound. Oh, my God, you fucking tree. Go grab the ball. Oh, no. No. Beal's got only 13 on the night. Come on, man. Rudy Gobert could have given us 13. I need a little more out of you here in a potential closeout game in the final. Nope, not playing. Why is Gordon Hayward on Isaiah Thomas? This is awful. Why the fuck is Hayward picking up Isaiah? Oh, my God. It's like the brain of a fucking peanut. I mean, good God. All right, I've tried this a bunch, and so far we've had one positive result and one negative result. I think I can mismatch this, and I think it's going to work. Schroeder, big rebound, puts it back up, back to a 1-point ball game. Boston does have 2 timeouts. They decide not to take it as we approach a minute left to go here in this ball game. All right, I'm going to hang with Favors on Olynyk. Now, they might run some actions, which is going to make me a little nervous. Isaiah just getting downhill. Okay, good save here by Hayward, kind of closing out on Olynyk. I left an open shooter. Vucevic now on Jaylen Brown. Oh, my God, we cannot stop Isaiah Thomas. We cannot stop Isaiah Thomas. God, that's bad. All right, I definitely want to try to get the 2-for-1. We're not going to be able to. It's not going to be under 24 or close enough to it. Nope. I need a better screen. Dude, what are these fucking screen? That's so bad. All right, well, we got the 2-for-1 off at least. We should have the last shot. Why does Avery Bradley just force... Get a fucking rebound. Oh my God. Grab the fucking basketball. What are we doing? This is Game 6 of the finals, and the CPU can't be bothered to fucking jump and grab the basketball. Al, I need you to brick one right now, buddy. I really need it. I love you, man, but I need you to brick one. He does just that. He bricks the first one. I will be taking a timeout after this, which means it can only be a 2-point ball game at most unless we forget to grab a rebound again, which is certainly a possibility here. Schroeder, get behind the 3-point line. Second free throw for Al. There's a big one right here. Is up, and he's going to drill it. All right, we are taking a timeout. I am going to advance the ball. I am likely going to look for a 2. I could try to go for the home run 3, but I don't think that's smart right now. I think I want to get the ball into Gordon Hayward's hands or Bradley Beal. I'm fine with either, and just kind of hope for the best. Right? I think advancing the ball here was really smart, and hopefully at this point we can just do some things and get this going. So I'm going to try to get Hayward the ball right now. We are going to isolate Jaylen Brown. I am not going to call Bradley Beal up, and then I'm going to call for a screen with about 7 seconds left. I think it is probably going to be my best course of action, maybe even less than 7 seconds, because I do not want screen. Vucevic, come. Vucevic. Oh, my God. I did not mean to... I fucking hate this game. I tried to step back behind the 3-point line with Hayward, and it just didn't work. It did not work whatsoever. Which means I choked a 4-point lead, as I always do, and you sickos still like to watch it for God knows what reason. But we are now heading back to Boston for a Game 7 on TD Garden, in TD Garden. Can the CPU please redeem me? Oh, my God. What the fuck is that second quarter? Fucking fraud. I am so... Back-to-back years, Game 7 losses. Fuck me, dude. Fuck me. Fuck this game for all intensive purposes. God, it's like we're there. We are fucking there, and then I just can't get it done. Okay, I gotta calm myself down. I gotta collect myself. I have to, obviously... I'm going to keep Mike Woodson. He definitely doesn't deserve to be fired, even if the ratings aren't great. I don't think we have any draft picks. We do not. God, it's like we're there. We're so fucking close. Rivers, for some reason, picks up his option. We are going to bring back Beverly. Oh, we're so close. We're just so fucking close every time. Derek Favors. I'm going to give him about 15 million because I think he could be, a sign-in trade candidate. This obviously is not a realistic rebuild. And I think there could be a move out there. Now, Derek Favors was not the reason we lost the finals. It was my shitty gameplay. But I would like to see what upgrades, are just floating around out there. To be completely honest with you, this is a risk, and we made a lot of risky moves throughout this video, and I don't really know why I'm doing this, because it's probably not necessary, but Derek Favors alone in the draft picks we had remaining, which was not a lot, unfortunately, were not really fetching me any offers that I loved. So in, a different move, we're going to make a major upgrade at our center spot, bring in DeAndre Jordan, also getting JJ Redick, who will likely be flipped for some sort of power forward. So, DJ is a huge upgrade in the overall department. I still think we're, 1 or 2 moves away, though, from, being done with this offseason. Would the Orlando Magic be willing to accept JJ Redick and Michael Beasley and get, give us Serge Ibaka in return? Okay, they were. That was actually easier than I thought. New front court here with Ibaka and DJ. I'd actually probably take that over Vucevic and Favors. And again, we're going to lack a little bit in the depth department in the front court, but I think as a unit, we should be, relatively fine. We survived last year. Ooh, 22-year-old Christian Wood is sitting here. That actually could be really big. All right, and then finally, the center spot's going to be really bad once again. Mike Muscala is going to have to kind of cut it, but it's fine. Going to be the 10th and final man. All right, this is what we're going to run as we head into year number 3, the final season. I am really hoping and praying it is good enough. Quite honestly, we've been as close as you can get without actually winning the damn thing for 2 years in a row. Game 7, lost both times. Absolute heartbreakers. Last year was my fault. I'll put that on me. I suck at this game. I will not be getting gameplay again. I'll just tell you that. And this offseason, we made some moves. We upgraded the front court, in my opinion. I will take Ibaka and DJ over Favors, over Vucevic. And I am really hoping that this can be the squad that can finally get it done, because I'll be really annoyed if it's not. Schroeder, Beal, Hayward, Ibaka, DJ, bench unit, Beverly, Ingles, Rivers, Wood, Muscala. I'm really hoping it's enough. Really hoping. See you guys at the end of the final regular season. Is that 3 straight MVPs for Russ? I think it might be. Did CP3 win it last year? I'm losing my damn mind. We had another really good regular season. It is actually our best regular season record yet. 71-11 is the final tally. And at this point, I don't give a flying fuck. I want to win a championship. I have been blue-balled twice in the finals. Second one was my fault, and I am really hoping this can be the team to get it done. Luka is in Philadelphia. That would certainly solve a lot of problems for the Sixers. He's your rookie of the year. Cameron Payne's your 6th man. Giannis wins another DPOY. Payne also wins most improved. Mike Woodson, our guy, is your coach of the year. Okay, I am feeling good once again. A little bit better than I was at this point last year. We had the best record in the league, and really just hoping this can be the team to get it done. I think it is, but, I'm not 100% confident because, I don't really have any reason to be. I'm pretty confident in our abilities to get through the West, but we shall see, my friends. Eric Bledsoe, Devin Booker, TJ Warren, Kyle Kuzma, Noel, DJJ. Yeah, they're okay. I don't really fear them very much at all. This actually might be the first time in a Western Conference playoff series that I haven't really been feared by the opponent we're facing, and that's kind of crazy because we haven't lost a series yet. Minnesota here. They signed Steph Curry. Could have just drafted him. He had 2 opportunities to in 2009, but Pat Connaughton, Utah Watanabe was in the league at this point. Karl Anthony Towns, Yusuf Nurkic is for some reason a 91 overall. Yusuf Nurkic in his career has never even been close to a 91 overall center, but here in this world he is apparently. We are 1-1 right now. We go up 2-1, up 3-1. We close them out in 5. Back-to-back 5-game series victories for us, and we're taking on Denver right now. Jokic isn't quite an MVP yet. The numbers are still absolutely out of this fucking world. 15.5 assists. I mean, what is that, right? It's good God. All right, it is time for the Western Conference Finals. We split the first 2 at home, win game 3 and 4 on the road, win the series in 5, and you motherfuckers. This time we have home court advantage, which is good news for me. Bad news is they had another year of development for Jaylen Brown. They still have, looks like, everybody here, and I'm incredibly nervous. I want my lick back, so let's go ahead and let's do it. Let's just get this out of the way, run them out of their own fucking building. Don't do this. I've seen this movie before. I don't like how it ends, and I'm really hoping this time it will be an alternate ending. Good. Blow them the fuck out. That's how you do a second quarter, by the way. Not the bullshit that we dealt with last year. Good God. Thank you. All I was asking for the entire video. What is that, a 50-point victory? That is a fucking stamp on an absolutely, absolutely incredible final season. Gordon Hayward, Finals MVP. Holy shit. I have no idea how long this video's been. I've been recording for well over an hour, and I know last Friday's video was like 42 minutes long, and I'm hoping this one isn't as well, but it was worth it. I finally got it done. I mean, the heartbreak. I don't remember the last time like a scenario like this has ever happened. I don't think I've ever gone to the finals the first 2 years, lost in Game 7, and then won it all in year 3. I don't think I've ever gone to back-to-back finals and lost in Game 7. I don't remember that ever really happening throughout one of my rebuilds, but maybe it has. I've done a lot of these. All right, man. Well, that's going to wrap this one up. Very interesting rebuild. Very nerve-wracking rebuild. And I'm very happy it did end with the championship because I would have been the, Hall of Fame asshole if it did not. But it did. We are good. All is well. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. So let me know any other video ideas down below in the comments section. That'll do it for me. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.